No. No, no, no.
What happens now?
What are you doing, Tess?
Oh, God. Maybe they had a map or something to tell us where they were going.
How far are we gonna take
As
this?
far as it needs to go. Where was this lab of theirs?
Oh, she never said. She only mentioned that it was someplace out west.
What are we doing here? This is not us.
What do you know about us? About me?
I know that you are smarter than this.
Really? Guess what? We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess!
Hello, and welcome to my scene analysis of The Last of Us. In this video essay, I will attempt to analyse the scenes shown in the beginning of this video essay's introduction. The Last of Us is a post-apocalyptic story about the tragic loss of a man's daughter and his will to survive his grief and his new physical surroundings. His grief slowly starts to get replaced by malice and cruelty over the years, almost like a form of lashing out at the world for taking away the best part of his life. No longer living, he just survives, until a girl immune to the virus and the saviour to the world comes along and is unwillingly thrust into Joel's life. Tasked with transporting this girl, Ellie, to the Fireflies, an anti-government group set up by radicalists unhappy with the radical dehumanizing response the government has had to the outbreak. The Fireflies seek to take back control for the people and save humanity, and Ellie is the only way they can do that. Tess, a fellow survivor equally as nihilistic and cold-blooded as Joel when the time calls for it. It's also made clear why she is so desperate to carry out this mission, as it's shown that she has become infected while trying to deliver Ellie to the Fireflies. It was her hope that if she had handed off Ellie in time, she'd be spared the cruel fate of either turning or dying, and not making her survival and all the cruel, desperate things she has done up until this point meaningless. But her story comes to a real and tragic end, as the Fireflies that they were supposed to meet are dead, either killed by bandits or government patrol. And what the main characters are left with is a dead Firefly and no idea what to do next. In this clip it is seen Tess rummaging through the dead Fireflies' belongings, trying to find any sense or scrap of anything to see where they could go next in order to drop Ellie off and potentially save herself. This action is viewed from a high angle, giving Les a lower perspective, showing her desperation and fear to the audience. Joel then enters the scene on a higher angle, showing that he is above Tess in this moment, trying to be the voice of reason, saying that they should just abandon the mission, that everything is how it is, and that all they have is 2 dead Fireflies and no hope. Tess, now in her final moments, begins to have an emotional awakening, saying that her and Joel have both been bad people, and regains her height, viewing both Joel and Tess on an equal playing field. Joel is viewed at a low tilted angle, giving him a sense of superiority to the viewer, but because of that tilted angle, it's shown that his morals aren't aligned in a visual manner, in comparison to Tess, who's having her moral awakening in her final moments. When Ellie steps into the shot, she is dead center into the camera. This is to make her the vocal point to the viewer, to make this the big crushing moment in this scene. But because she's a child, there's a lot of breathing space surrounding her, making it a mid-shot rather than a close-up, to give the viewer's eyes room to breathe. In this shot, all 3 characters are stood together in a wide-angled shot, and this helps portray to the audience her situation. Stuck in an abandoned building, surrounded by dead bodies with no idea what to do. There's a key lighting source, specifically on Tess. This key lighting source is to highlight how she is in the light, and Joel stood to the left of the lighting source, covered in shadow. This lighting technique is used to show how Tess is in the light side of her moral compass, and Joel, still unsure, is in the dark side of his. In this final shot, the camera is held on Tessa's face to show the audience her emotions as she accepts her fate. In her final reprieve, she takes a deep breath and turns and faces her fate. These final 2 cuts are the longest taken in the entire scene, and this is to help the viewer soak in everything that is happening in this final moment, to soak in one of the main characters' final demise. And this is the end of my scene analysis of The Last of Us. Thank you very much for listening.